So I filmed this back in March and we had like this weird snow slash hail and it killed my poor pepper plants and tomato plants. So let's take that depression and do something. So we're gonna cut out the hammer head part of the hammer, which I'm using EVA foam, and I traced a small circle on one part with the tube in the middle, and then I took about maybe an inch or maybe 2 inches. I don't remember which. I wish I did, and I apologize for that. But I took the 2 inches and I made it a bit wider and made the circle a little bit wider in circumference, so that way when we curve it, it will give it like this bell shape like the hammer has. So, and you're gonna cut out 4 of these, and I already cut out me cutting out the second and third one. I'm just gonna cut out the last one because it's kind of boring just watching someone cut something out. So yeah. So now it is time to shape the hammer head. I tried using a frying pan for this to give it the curved edges, but it wasn't really working with the heat gun and all that, so just took it and put it in the tube itself to give it the curve. Then I realized that it won't really give me the curve that I really want, so I have to cut the middle out of one of them instead and put it on a certain way for it to pop up instead of being flat. But you still want to make sure it's nice and curved. So here's the process. I used the first one and I cut the little hole that I made originally into it out, and then for all intents and purposes I did the same thing to another one, so I have a copy of it to place on top of it. So there's just me cutting it out and making it, just keeping the extra just in case, and we're going to put it on top. We're going to either hot glue into place or duct tape it into place, whichever one you prefer. I use both. And we're going to put the top on. This is where you hot glue it all into place, is when you have the top there. And that's basically all you have to do. And now we're moving on to the gluing portion. And like I said, I use both hot glue and duct tape to keep it all together. And also, oh yeah, and I tried to use Gorilla Glue. Didn't really work out as I wanted it to. And just trial and error kind of situation. Basically just cut off the edges so you can start off with a nice smooth edge, and then you're going to take it out and grind it down with the Dremel tool so you have a nice smooth edge. It's going to cause a lot of black dust from the foam. So now it is time to spray paint the barrel red. It's okay if you get it on the hammerhead itself because you're going to paint the hammerheads yellow afterwards, but start with the base. It's easier to do. There you go. Just make it. It takes a couple coats because you're covering up words. I believe it took me 3 coats on each side to complete this. Like I said, I did this in March and it can be very annoying, especially when it starts to snow and rain and hail. So now I'm painting it yellow, and it's really annoying. Yellow is one of the hard colors to really paint with because it doesn't like to cooperate with me. I've always had that trouble with yellow, and so I know I shouldn't be spraying that close to it, but it's just giving me issues. So yeah, just spray paint the head yellow. Oh yeah, and I cover the hammer body with paper to protect most of it from the yellow spray and all that. But some of it will get on it if you're not careful. I wasn't careful because I was getting annoyed with the constant change of the weather back in late March, early April. That was a thing. That was fun. I didn't want it. And yeah. Anyways, so after you're done painting it, let it dry for the time allotted on the can, and then we're just gonna go back inside after it's all dry and paint our little white stripes on the side where it meets the red and the yellow. That's why when I said if you get a little yellow on it, it's okay, because you're gonna cover it up with white. I'm using acrylic paint for this, so boop, boop, boop. Nice and around the edges, and you sometimes you want a thick brush, so you can just go all the way across underneath and all that to make it a nice even line. I didn't start off that way, but then I ended up that way. So you just do that for both sides. And then if you want to do it at this point, you can too. You'll see at the end of the video that there is black squares on it. You can make them any way you want. I used a Sharpie to originally put them down, but I went over it with black paint again because I thought they looked really bad. And I did 3. There's actually like 4 panels on the hammer, but do whatever feels right to you. But that's really all you have to say when someone's like, oh, that's wrong. It's like, no, I just did it because it's just how it worked out. It's okay if there's something wrong. Nothing is perfect. So there are the finished stripes, and now it's just time to paint the handle into this nice gold looking color that I had. I tried mixing the color to make some sort of an ombre, but it didn't work out, and I was getting really mad at something, so I just gave up, and I'm just going to paint the handle gold. That's perfectly fine too. And then once you're done with that, you can go spray it with some Mod Podge or cover it in Mod Podge, and then your hammer will be complete, and you will see the finished product at the end of the video, which will be happening in about 10 seconds. So here's the makeup look. I just did eyeliner for the nose and the cheeks and a simple pink eye. Really, that's pretty much it. And here is the costume. I'm so happy about it. I hope to do more Sonic characters in the future. So, bye guys.